Okay, it's time to go to work. Man, time flies when you're having fun. So it's the end of the day. It is about 6:30 Friday night. It's been a very long day and there was a little bit of chaos at the end. I just went to the store and panic bought way too much food. Um, but go with the crowds. It wasn't bad, but yeah, there's definitely not a lot of good foods left on the shelf. But I wanted to recap my day, my first evaluation and experience with telehealth. It was actually really great. I have no complaints other than my butt hurts from sitting on it all day. But we did an OT evaluation and enrollment of a child who most likely has autism, but they actually already had a diagnosis that automatically qualifies them for our therapy services. So they were able to enroll, and we did not have to complete an actual assessment to have that child qualify. So that made it much easier. So I did parent interview and just did clinical judgment and observation in order to complete the evaluation. The parent was amazing. She was so sweet. I feel like I have a hair. Hold on. The parent was so sweet. She was so involved. She was very enthusiastic, even though we were, doing it virtually. But she was very patient with us and she did everything that we asked. I asked, if I could see the child eat and play with her and pick things up. So I thought it went really well. And it's kind of nice because as she was talking to me, I could just type and I got all of my work done fairly quickly. And then it was nice after it ended. I had, a little bit of time to finish everything and send orders to the doctor and, just finish everything in a timely manner. Didn't have some kid like crawling on me or some dog biting on me. Kids trying to touch the computer. So I think it went really well. I mean, there's obviously things to improve upon. Like sending the parent an email before to tell them how to prepare, what items to have available and ready to go, like blocks and toys and that sort of stuff, food for like a feeding evaluation. And then just, I think there was maybe like a couple of things that we forgot to either mention to mom or like do on the electronic health record. But I mean, really, I thought it went really great. So honestly, no complaints with that. And then the rest of the day was just, I watched a couple of example videos of like telehealth therapy visits. So I've been watching those. I made like little templates, calling and emailing parents and just preparing them for all the paperwork up front and everything. But other than that, I didn't do any other telehealth visits today, just that eval this morning, and that took about 2 hours, which that's the normal time that I would schedule for that is 2 hours. So not a big change there. So yeah, my thoughts on the eval again. I can see where it's going to get tricky though when we have to actually perform the assessment and ask parents to do some very specific things. I'm going to have to get really good at being direct and precise, talking the parent through and giving them specific directions and what I need to see them do with the child. But again, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I think they're going to have a training for us next Tuesday so that we can get some more clarity on what that assessment is supposed to look like. And then the only other concern that I have is that, a big part of an occupational therapy or physical and speech too, a big part about our evaluation is hands-on, learning how to feel for muscle tightness, muscle tone, muscle spasticity, checking range of motion, checking muscle strength, seeing how those muscles really move. And so I think that's going to be the hard part. Those were not the concerns in the evaluation today. The concerns were more for communication and autism and social interaction and playing, eye contact, and those were much easier to observe. I think it's going to be difficult to have the parent describe how the muscle feels or resistance they feel or a lack of tone. But I think it'll be interesting. I think, it's a great learning experience. I'm excited, hopefully once all this passes through, this will just be another great thing that I can put on my resume or implement, if I ever want to have my own practice. I mean, whatever it is, I think this is going to be a great learning experience overall. So I'm trying to see the plus side. But yeah, it's so hard. There was a couple of times during the day where I just had to get up and walk around. I was just going insane being in this room. And I mean, I don't have to be in here, but I'm choosing to be in this room because if I'm in this room, I'm working. If I'm outside of this room, I'm not working. I mean, I put on my scrub, my Grey's Anatomy scrub top today to be professional. I mean, I have on yoga pants on the bottom, but I got ready. I'm getting ready and dressed every day like I am going to work. I'm trying to keep it as normal as possible. But yeah, there were a couple times where I'm like, okay, I just need to take a step back. I was just getting, where you just get really overwhelmed and then you can't do anything because your brain is going 1,000 miles an hour. So I got, I kind of got there. We actually got some packages dropped off at our house that were supposed to go 2 houses down. So I walked outside and took those packages to their neighbors. And then I panicked and went to Kroger's and bought a bunch of food. So I think that's it. If any of y'all that are watching have experience in telehealth or have seen changes in your facilities in terms of how you're taking measures to keep yourself safe, let me know. Or if there's anything you want me to talk about. But other than that, I think I'm going to head out. I think I'm going to go take a nice relaxing bath with some Epsom salt. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. So last night, while I was editing my video, I was watching Monk, and I was just thinking that basically everyone right now is Monk. Everyone is acting like Monk. I don't know if you've ever seen that show, but he's a germ freak. I forget what that phobia is called when you're afraid of germs. But it's just Monk would have been very prepared for COVID-19. Let me just tell you that. He was ready. He was like 30 years ahead of his time. Yeah, almost 30 years because that was the 90s. But yeah, he was ahead of his time, but he was ready. And now we're all acting like Monk. We're all wiping our hands off every time we touch someone, or we're avoiding touching them if at all possible. Everything is clean and organized. So I thought that was pretty funny that yep, we're just all a bunch of monks walking around. You may not have seen Monk. It's kind of an older show, but that's what I was thinking about. So I'm going to go take that relaxing bath right now, get ready for weekend mode. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll make some more videos since there's not much else to do. Unfortunately, there's probably a lot of leaves for me to collect, which I have been avoiding, but now there's really no excuse. There's really no excuse for not making my yard look beautiful. Everyone else is out there making their yard look beautiful because there's a bunch of teachers and people that are not working, so their yards are looking fantastic. Maybe I'll just have to pay one of them to do my yard. Okay, well, that's going to be it for me, guys. Hope you're staying safe. Hope you're staying sane. And if you've forgotten what it looks like to go outside or to be outside, I'm going to leave you with some nice nature shots that I got when we were golfing the other day. Enjoy.
I need a video of myself walking across the living room. Professional